All right, people. So welcome back to the Kaiba Show. This week we're gonna switch it up. It's the end of the year, so I'm gonna give you my top 10 movies of 2018, and basically this is going to be based off of entertainment value, emotional connection with the characters, and is this movie rewatchable? Can I rewatch this movie multiple times? And that's pretty much how I came up with my placement of the movies. So let's get it.
Welcome to the Kaiba Show.
So coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be Black Klansman. This was Spike Lee's redemption movie. We know his past like 2-3 movies that he came out with. They didn't really do too well in the box office and with the critics. But with Black Klansman, he really did a good job with this movie. And it was about a black officer, Ron Starwolf, from I think it was Colorado Springs. And yeah, this movie was just basically him infiltrating the Klan to take them down. And the movie was really good. The acting was pretty good. The plot was pretty good. And this movie was really enjoyable. And I like what the actors, Spike Lee, I like what everybody brought to the table with this movie. And it was very, very enjoyable. And like I said, Spike Lee redeemed himself. So coming in at number 10 is going to be Black Klansman. So web slinging into the number 9 spot is going to be your boy Miles Morales, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This movie was very, very enjoyable. It was entertaining. It was exciting. The action sequences were really good. I didn't really know a whole lot on the character of Miles Morales, but this movie really showcased him. The music with the movie was good. And there were some funny parts, even though there was some that was a little bit of a miss. I already complained about Spider-Ham in my review. And I didn't really like the animation too much. I wasn't really a huge fan of the animation. But other than that, this movie was really entertaining, and it's definitely up there as one of the best Spider-Mans. So that's why it's coming in at the number 9 spot, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. All right, so coming in swinging at the number 8 spot is going to be Creed 2, Michael B. Jordan. Yes, this is his second time coming in, playing the boxer Adonis Creed. And yeah, this movie was very entertaining. Also, this was a solid sequel. It was missing a little bit of that magic touch from the first movie, but other than that, it was a good follow-up sequel. It was him versus the Drago family, so Dolph Lundgren and his kid. By the way, Dolph Lundgren did a good job in this movie, and Rocky. This movie was the action, not really action, but the fight sequences, the choreo with the boxing was pretty good, and the acting was good. So that's why Creed 2 is coming in at the number 8 spot. So swimming into the number 7 spot is going to be your boy Aquaman. This movie was really a wow factor for me this year because I went into the movie with low expectations, and I really left like really entertained. This movie was very entertaining. The director James Wan, he did a really good job capturing that world. It was like watching Pandora, Pandora from Avatar in the sea. The action sequences were really good. The acting was pretty good too, except for the cheesy one-liners in the beginning of the movie. I was a little bit like, I hope this movie's not going to be like this the whole time. But it actually ended up being a good movie, where to the point where it's up there with Wonder Woman. I think it's a little bit better than Wonder Woman. So, like I mentioned before in my review, this is a step in the right direction for DC. If they keep this formula with their future movies, they shouldn't be failing from here on out. It won't be that whole thing about Marvel is winning and DC is not. So, yeah, coming in now number 7, is going to be Aquaman. Mama! Ooh. That's right. So coming in at number 6 is going to be Bohemian Rhapsody. This movie was phenomenal. It's an awesome biography, musical, drama movie. I don't really know necessarily the genre that they're placing it at. I'm assuming it's a musical biography, but this movie was good. Rami Malek, he embodied Freddie Mercury. The music that they selected from the albums that they made was phenomenal. It reminded me when I was a little kid and I used to hear this music on the radio or when I was out and about with my parents. Yeah, this movie was good. It's definitely up there with other musical biographies like Ray and Straight Outta Compton for me. This movie is definitely rewatchable, and I think they did a good job. I think the band members that are still alive, I think they were happy with the body of work that they presented to the fans. So yeah, coming in at number 6 is going to be Bohemian Rhapsody. Alright, so coming in the number 5 spot is going to be our favorite, Merc with the Mouth. That's right, your boy Deadpool. Deadpool 2 was a solid sequel. It was a good follow up to the original. It was missing some of that magic, just a little bit that we got with the first movie. But other than that, it was a solid sequel. The action was good. The jokes were pretty good. Some of them did fall a little flat for me, but other than that, they were pretty good. I thought Josh Brolin did an awesome job as Cable. That's really when the movie picked up for me, is when Cable finally came on the scene. But other than that, this was a solid follow-up sequel to a good original movie. So yeah, coming in at number 5 spot is gonna be Deadpool 2. That's right. Coming in at number 4 spot is going to be Mission Impossible Fallout. I love this movie a lot. I feel like this is probably the best movie in the franchise. Tom Cruise has really outdone himself in this movie. Henry Cavill, or Cavill, however you pronounce his last name. I feel like everybody did a phenomenal job. The action in this movie, the plot in this movie, everything was just on point. And like I said before, I feel like this is the best Mission Impossible in the franchise. So coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be Mission Impossible Fallout. Wakanda forever! Ooh, 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 ooh. That's right. Coming in at number 3 is going to be your boy, Black Panther. Yeah, this movie broke everything, box office records. We had an all-starring black cast in this movie. Everything about this movie was great. The only thing on reason why it's landing at number 3, the only thing was, for me, the action kind of fell a little flat for me. Too much CGI fighting instead of it being practical fighting with, you know, actual real people, like how they did in Civil War. I felt like they showcased Black Panther better in Civil War with his fighting than they did in his own standalone movie. But other than that, the storyline, the acting, everything, the pacing of the movie, the visuals, Wakanda was beautiful, the styles of clothes, the music, everything was phenomenal about this movie. And if the action would have matched everything else, this movie definitely probably would have been a little bit higher on my top 10. So coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be your boy, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Let's go. Ah! That's right, coming in at number 2 is going to be A Quiet Place. Yeah, this movie was a sleeper for me this year. This movie was the Get Out for 2018. Let me tell you, people, I went in there with crazy low expectations, and I walked out the theater like, yo, A Quiet Place was fire. This movie was straight fire. First off, to be able to have the emotional connection with these characters, and there was probably like 15, 20 minutes of dialogue spread out people throughout the movie. So you get 2 minutes here, maybe 5 minutes there, but then the rest of the movie is dead silence, where you feel their connection through the sign language, the body language, on how they were like trying to communicate with each other. This movie was beyond phenomenal. I loved everything about this movie. That's why it's coming in at the number 2 spot. I mean, when you're in the theater, I really do think this was the first movie that I've seen that everybody in the theater was so drawn in. They were glued to their seats. They were stuck. They were like tunnel, like just watching a movie that you probably could have heard a pin drop in the movie. That's how much everybody, when I went to go see this movie, was just like at all with this movie. You wanted to know what was going to happen next. This is probably the first movie in a long time where it made me squirm in my seat at certain scenes. That's how intense the suspense was. I'm telling you right now, if you haven't seen A Quiet Place, you got to go out there right now and go see A Quiet Place. That's why it's coming in at the number 2 spot, because it was the sleeper for me for this year. This is the Get Out for 2018. Quiet Place, number 2. I mean, do I really got to say it, people? What's my number 1 movie of 2018? I mean, do I really got to say? You know what it is. That's right. Avengers Infinity War is the number 1 movie of 2018. I'm talking about this movie embodied everything that a superhero movie should have in it. I'm talking about it had good story, good acting, phenomenal action in it, and a superb villain. Thanos, however you want to pronounce his name, he's going down in my history book as one of the best villains on the big screen. And I really don't got to talk anymore. There's nothing else to be said. Everybody know this movie was phenomenal. Everybody knew this movie was on point. This is the best superhero movie ever made until we get Avengers Endgame. So for right now, Infinity War is the best movie. Coming in at the number 1 spot. I don't got to say nothing else. Avengers Infinity War. So if you like what you see, you want to see more people, you already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. After doing that, hit the bell button so you get notified every time I upload a video. And please leave a comment and hit the like button at the bottom.